Hey everybody, it's Ian, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the heart and soul of jazz. We're talking about the essential jazz albums, the ones that every music lover should own. So grab your headphones, dim the lights, and let's get lost in the world of jazz. Alright, let's kick things off with the big one, the album that often tops the greatest jazz album of all time lists. Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. Released in 1959, this album was a game changer. It introduced modal jazz to the world, a departure from the complex chord changes of bebop. Davis, along with legends like John Coltrane on saxophone and Cannonball Adderley on alto sax, created an ethereal, spacious sound that was both revolutionary and timeless. The tracks, like So What with that iconic bass line and the bluesy swagger of Freddie Freeloader, are etched in jazz history. It's all about the feeling, the mood. It's not about frantic solos or showing off technical prowess. It's about creating an atmosphere, a vibe that draws you in. The way these musicians interact, the space they leave for each other to breathe, it's just pure magic. And the solos, oh man, the solos are legendary. Miles's muted trumpet is like a whisper cutting through the night, Coltrane's sax is searching and soulful, and Cannonball's playing is full of fire and energy. Even if you don't know a thing about jazz, you can put this album on, and it will speak to you. It transcends genre, it transcends time. Just trust me on this one, if you're just starting your jazz journey, this is your first stop. Next up, we have a spiritual experience in the form of John Coltrane's 1965 masterpiece, A Love Supreme. This album isn't just music, it's a testament to Coltrane's deep spirituality and his unparalleled mastery of the saxophone. The album is structured like a suite with 4 parts: acknowledgement, resolution, pursuance, and psalm. Each movement builds upon the last, taking you on a sonic journey that's both intensely personal and universally relatable. Coltrane's saxophone playing on this album is something to behold. It's raw, it's powerful, and it's deeply emotional. You can hear the passion, the devotion, the sheer force of his spirit pouring out through his instrument. Coltrane and his bandmates McCoy Tyner on piano, Jimmy Garrison on bass, and Elvin Jones on drums weren't afraid to push boundaries, to explore the outer limits of their instruments and their creativity. If you're looking for an album that will challenge you, that will make you feel something deep in your soul, then A Love Supreme is definitely worth a listen. It's an album that will stay with you long after the last note fades away. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get adventurous with Ornette Coleman's The Shape of Jazz to Come. This 1959 release was like a sonic earthquake, shaking up the jazz world with its radical approach to harmony and improvisation. Coleman, a true visionary, called his style harmolodics, where melody, harmony, and rhythm were all given equal importance. It was a departure from the traditional rules of jazz, and it wasn't always well received at the time. Some critics called it chaotic, dissonant, even anti-jazz. But for those who were ready for something new, something bold and uncompromising, The Shape of Jazz to Come was a revelation. The album features Coleman on alto saxophone, alongside Don Cherry on trumpet, Charlie Haydn on bass, and Billy Higgins on drums. Together, they created a sound that was both raw and sophisticated, playful and profound. The musicians weren't bound by traditional chord changes. They were free to improvise, to follow their own muse wherever it led them. The Shape of Jazz to Come is a reminder that jazz is a living, breathing art form, constantly evolving and pushing boundaries. It's an album that challenged conventions and expanded the definition of what jazz could be. Let's talk about a true original, Charles Mingus. This man was a force of nature, a bassist, composer, bandleader, and all-around musical genius. And his 1959 album Mingus is a perfect example of his unique and powerful vision. This album is a melting pot of influences: hard bop, gospel, blues, even classical music, all blended together into a sound that's unmistakably Mingus. You've got fiery ensemble passages, soulful ballads, and everything in between. Mingus wasn't afraid to experiment, to push the boundaries of what jazz could be, and he assembled some of the best musicians in the business to help him realize his vision. We're talking about guys like John Handy on alto saxophone, Booker Ervin on tenor sax, and Jimmy Knepper on trombone. These guys could swing like nobody's business, but they could also handle Mingus's complex arrangements and his penchant for improvisation. One of the standout tracks on this album is Goodbye Pork Pie Hat, a tribute to the legendary saxophonist Lester Young. It's a beautiful, haunting melody that showcases Mingus's softer side. Mingus is an album that grabs you by the collar and doesn't let go until the last note fades away. Get ready to be enchanted by the one and only Ella Fitzgerald as we delve into her iconic Ella Fitzgerald Sings the Cole Porter Songbook. This album, released in 1956, is a masterclass in vocal jazz, showcasing Ella's unparalleled ability to breathe life into every lyric and melody. Cole Porter, a legendary songwriter known for his witty lyrics and sophisticated melodies, found the perfect interpreter in Ella. Her voice, pure as a crystal bell and agile as a hummingbird, dances through Porter's repertoire with effortless grace and charm. From the playful bounce of Anything Goes to the heart-wrenching emotion of Every Time We Say Goodbye, Ella inhabits each song fully, making it her own. Her phrasing, her impeccable timing, her ability to convey a world of emotion in a single note, it's simply breathtaking. Backed by a lush orchestral arrangement, Ella's voice soars and swoops, captivating the listener from the first note to the last. Ella doesn't just sing the notes, she embodies the spirit of Porter's music, making it feel both timeless and immediate. If you want to experience the magic of Ella Fitzgerald at her absolute best, Ella Fitzgerald Sings the Cole Porter Songbook is an essential listening experience. Prepare to be moved by the raw emotion and haunting beauty of Lady in Satin, one of Billie Holiday's final albums, released in 1958. This album is a testament to Holiday's artistry, her ability to channel a lifetime of experience into every note she sang. Recorded towards the end of her life, Holiday's voice on Lady in Satin is fragile yet powerful, weathered by time but still capable of expressing a depth of feeling that few singers could match. Backed by a lush orchestral arrangement by Ray Ellis, Holiday revisits a collection of standards, imbuing them with her trademark vulnerability and emotional depth. From the opening notes of I'm a Fool to Want You to the heart-wrenching rendition of You Don't Know What Love Is, Holiday lays bare her soul, inviting the listener to share in her joys and sorrows. Despite the lush orchestration, the focus remains squarely on Holiday's voice. Every inflection, every breath, every whispered phrase is imbued with a lifetime of experience, of love and loss, of triumph and heartbreak. Lady in Satin is not an easy listen, but it is a rewarding one. Fasten your seatbelts because we're blasting off into the cosmos with Herbie Hancock's Maiden Voyage. This 1965 release is a cornerstone of post-bop jazz, a groundbreaking album that expanded the harmonic and rhythmic possibilities of the genre. Hancock, a true innovator, assembled a stellar band for this sonic adventure: Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, George Coleman on tenor saxophone, Ron Carter on bass, and Tony Williams on drums. Together, they created a sound that was both sophisticated and soulful, complex yet accessible. The title track, Maiden Voyage, is a masterpiece of modal jazz with its hypnotic melody and spacious arrangement. It evokes a sense of vastness, of exploration, of embarking on a journey into the unknown. From the up-tempo groove of Little One to the introspective beauty of Dolphin Dance, Hancock's compositions showcase his incredible range as a composer and pianist. Maiden Voyage is an album that rewards repeated listens. The more you delve into its depths, the more you discover its subtle nuances and hidden complexities. Get ready to have your mind blown by the modern jazz mastery of Kurt Rosenwinkel's The Next Step. This 2001 release is a clinic in guitar virtuosity, compositional ingenuity, and sonic exploration. Rosenwinkel, a guitarist's guitarist, pushes the boundaries of what's possible on the instrument, blending bebop fluency with a modern harmonic sensibility. His playing is both lyrical and angular, full of unexpected twists and turns that keep you on the edge of your seat. The Next Step features Rosenwinkel leading a quartet with Mark Turner on tenor saxophone, Ben Street on bass, and Jeff Ballard on drums. These guys are all heavy hitters in their own right, and together they create a telepathic musical connection that's a joy to behold. The album seamlessly blends intricate compositions with moments of free-flowing improvisation, showcasing Rosenwinkel's ability to navigate complex harmonic structures with ease. His solos are a masterclass in melodic invention, full of unexpected twists and turns that keep you guessing. The Next Step is an album that demands your attention. So there you have it, folks. 8 essential jazz albums that every music lover should own. From the groundbreaking innovations of Miles Davis and John Coltrane to the soulful vocals of Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday, These albums represent the heart and soul of jazz. Jazz is a journey, a conversation, an exploration of the human spirit through sound. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more jazz goodness, and let me know in the comments what your favorite jazz albums are. Keep the jazz alive.